Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me for another video. I'm going to make it as short and as sweet as possible, give you all the information I can concisely. Before I do that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Of course, like the video and share it with everyone you know. This information, compiled the way I do it, is indeed very rare. So this is a story that I've been looking at for a while now. I haven't had a chance to put these pieces together and speak about it like I'm about to. This is from Congressman Ralph Norman, serving the 5th District of South Carolina. I'll read the highlighted portion. U.S. farmland controlled by the Chinese, Washington, D.C., August 17, 2022, which was just a few months ago. Here's an issue that many people might not be aware of, but it's something I've been looking at closely in Congress. China owns and controls almost 192,000 acres of farmland right here in the United States. To be clear, it's not a huge percentage of our total farm acreage by any stretch. According to the FDA, there are more than 35 million acres of farmland in the US, which are owned by foreign investors. It's also true that investors from several other countries like Canada, Germany, and Italy own significantly larger amounts of our farmland than China. Really? You don't say. Well, I'm flabbergasted, appalled. How and why? Right? These are questions that I'm asking myself. So this started churning in my mind with the whole Bill Gates owning all this farmland. Let me show you a video and then I'll put the rest of my commentary into context.
Take care. Do you guys remember the story a few months ago about Bill Gates buying up all the US farmland? Well, he's been getting busy again. Over the past few weeks, Gates has been quietly accumulating a massive $86 million position in a company called Ecolab, which he purchased through his LLC, Cascade Investments. This makes him one of the largest shareholders in the company. Now here's where it gets interesting. Ecolab specializes in water treatment using facilities and chemicals. And at the same time that Gates was building his position in the company, I discovered that a U.S. congressman named Alan Lowenthal also started buying shares in the company. So I did some digging on Alan Lowenthal, and wouldn't you know it, he conveniently sits on the Committee for Infrastructure, Water Resources, and the Environment. This is the exact same industry that Ecolab is in. As if that wasn't enough, the EPA just announced new chemical standards for water that would require major investments into water treatment facilities. So as of now, I'll definitely be keeping a close eye on this company. To see more data like this, check out my website and take care.
Now, all the information that he just mentioned in that short video, it's all verifiable, right? We even have a map right here of the farmland that he owns. He is now the biggest farmland owner in America, right? As I guess as a sole proprietor, so to speak. This is the amount that he owns, the places that he owns it in acres, obviously, right? 25,000 plus in Arizona, over 14,000 in Florida, 47,000 Arkansas, Nebraska 20,000, Washington State 16,000. I mean, it's a lot of land, right? But of course, I had to look into the other parts of the video that the guy was talking about, which I did. Cascade Investment, founder, Bill Gates. So, spot on. Alan Lowenthal. Now, this is where it gets kind of sketchy. Apparently, this guy has decided not to run anymore. Now, I'm not sure if it had anything to do with the story that just came out in the video. Entirely possible. Who knows? What's crazy is you cannot go to anything concerning him. It can't be reached, right? Anything with his name, .gov, and you get stymied. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange? I was able to find this. So right here and right here. So what he said is true. I also looked up what he said about the EPA. Now, I don't know what kind of legal limits you would have to set on contaminants in water. I mean, how much dirty water is okay for a person to consume? Like really. I would say just get a filter, right? If you're not going to put it on the tap, just buy one of the really good ones and put the water in it and let it get filtered. Because otherwise, what you're drinking, it's no bueno. But here's where the story kind of went in line with something else that was happening at the same time, which is why I had to let it play out and see if what I was thinking was accurate. How many of you remember this? Right? You remember all the fires at the food processing and meat packing plants? According to this, between the spring of 2020 and the spring of 2022, there were more than 90 events. Fire damage to meat packing plants in Georgia, Illinois, other states. Millions of chickens and turkeys were destroyed at dozens of farms. That's a weird coincidence. So you have all these places being destroyed, and then you have this guy buying up all this farmland. To what end? That's the question. To what end? Is this the benevolent Bill Gates buying up all this farmland so foreign investors don't buy it all up? So him, as an American, he'll have a large portion of land that, what's he gonna do with it? Give it to farmers? What do you think he's planning to do with it? Have some factories where they print 3D steaks, grow in a lab somewhere? Who knows? But this is information you need to know, and you need to keep your eyes on it. This is not stuff that you're going to hear about in the media at all. So again, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and share it with everyone you know. There's more to come. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.